All right, what's up, guys? This is First Attempt Weightlifting. I'm Aaron Adams, and with me is John Filippini.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, remember, we need your email submissions, guys. Email us at firstattemptweightlifting@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share everything. We love hearing from you guys. All right, so who do we have here, John?
All right, so this is my boy Cameron. He coaches. He actually is assistant coach, I believe, or a coach at Tough Temple, which is one of the gyms that I help out at. But he's actually at the other location that they have up in Rockville, so I don't actually get the chance to work with him much. He sent me this video to try to get some feedback, and let's take a look. So as you can tell, that's a double. It's two lifts here. We don't often do complexes, but in this case, I had something particularly to demonstrate with this comparison between the two.
Yeah, because I like both these lifts inherently. I do. If you notice that there is a little different sound upon landing.
Yeah, did you guys notice that?
So you can hear it. Now we're gonna show you probably why that happens. John has a lot more to say. He's all fired up over here. I'm gonna let him take it over.
Yeah, all right. So let's get to that point of what Aaron's talking about. So I'm just gonna play if I can, I'm gonna get the very little clip just to get the sound of the landing of each lift. So listen to this piece. All right, so you got that one.
Smack.
Now let's compare that. All right, and let's listen to this one.
Sounds like a basketball player.
Yeah, you got that squeak there. So we already know that there's something a little bit funny there. We've talked about in previous videos the fact that you want to land on your full foot or slightly your heel or what have you, that loud slap sound that you got in the first rep, which is great. But he's got that squeak, which means he's landing with the toe and he's sliding instead of which means he's got to be sliding forward as he does this lift. So here's the thing I don't like, everybody at the other location, which I'm sorry, Cam, I know we've been trying to get together, and I'm just kind of crucifying you here. No big deal. The thing that everybody at the other location has heard me complain about a whole bunch, he's actually supposed to be doing a tall snatch, which would be to just pull under from here, but he's not actually doing that. What he's doing in this lift is a power, like he basically gets down to like pretty close to, that's a power snatch. Power position. It's a snatch from a power position. But the problem is, he doesn't set his power position and then go from there, which will allow consistent position and control. He just drops down and bounces. And when he drops down and bounces like that, you watch the bar gets this like U shape. The bar path does one of these things. That it just comes down and forward.
Ah.
Every time.
Now see, I teach it like this often.
And it can work, and it can work. I often don't. I love it for CrossFitters when they have to, when you go into competition, you're going to be doing like 50 reps. This is life.
Yeah.
This is what you got to do in that sport, and I totally respect that. But as far as learning your positions, like off-season, it's a seasonal sport, let's be honest here. Off-season, if you're far out of competition or the games or whatnot, learning position, I much prefer to do a pause at the power position and be able to work on that position consistently.
So you're saying let him pause there, stop there, and go from almost a dead stop from that?
Absolutely.
Okay, that way he doesn't get the bar looping up and out.
Yeah, and the main reason for this, and it doesn't happen to everybody, some people move perfectly well this direction, but the thing I'm watching for if they do this, what I'm worried about, is that basically they create this weird sort of stretch reflex on the quad, is the best way I can interpret what happens. Yeah. But it causes them to pull their hips forward and under in a way that he didn't do from the blocks.
Right there, and then he scoops his hips.
And he's scooping forward. Like, everybody knows that scoop thing that happens occasionally, and I personally don't coach it verbally. I look for it, but, he's doing this over-forward position with this.
Yeah, and you can see it right there. Boom. And that's going to end up...
Yeah, you guys look at where his feet started. Go ahead. Boom. You watch where the feet start, and then where they end. He's jumping forward, and you can see how he's got that squeak because he's landing it's blurry, but he's just landing with the toe.
Yeah.
And not to mention, look at where he's, other side of things, look at his elbows. I want to see those basically receiving it pretty darn close at the same time, and he's way landing first.
Yeah, he's landing, still pushing himself under.
And shoving himself forward onto his toes in order to get onto that bar that he had launched forward to begin with.
Right, and I think that's a compensation mechanism.
So it's funny because honestly, Cam realized that if we go back to the other lift, I actually, just a quick glance at this one, we're talking about your pull from the blocks. This is partially why, I'm going to stop that and clear that out, why I love pulls from the blocks, because it allows you to get a dead stop and pull from that position. I love this position.
Look at that. Get set. Big, woof, man.
Pulls the bar in. He opens up fully. I really like this lift here. He
Look
could
at
be
that. Even the timing's okay. It's much better.
It's much better. I think it could be even faster as far as his pull under the bar, and he could land with a little bit, like he could lock his elbows a little faster, be more aggressive pulling under the bar.
That's what I would say. Be more aggressive.
But that's minor compared to how good that pull from the blocks were.
Yeah.
But it's a good comparison point between the two lifts and why that I get nervous at least. It's not always a problem, but I get nervous with that bounce sort of clean.
So because I teach this so often, what I typically say is that you descend slowly into that position to make sure that you're maintaining that good upright posture.
And if you're going to do that, I love that.
Right, and then extend. Don't just jack it up and just wah, wah, wah. Just like slow down. Slow down.
And there's more than one way to skin a cat. Your version, that makes perfect sense. I like that you're going with the same intent of avoiding the same problem.
Yeah.
Whereas to me, I just think it's simpler to teach from a dead stop.
Love it.
But either one will get the same accomplished.
All right, awesome. Really appreciate the video submission. Remember, this is First Attempt Weightlifting. I'm Aaron Adams and John Filippini. Email us at FirstAttemptWeightlifting@gmail.com.
Subscribe,
baby. You guys can have the full list of all of our videos on our YouTube channel and get at it, guys. We'll talk to you guys later.
Take care.